Xiao Yan wanting to kill three three-star Daosheng experts in a single strike was indeed a bit too wishful. Don't forget to subscribe. Your support brings us one step closer to hitting Do Di realm. Continuing from before, Ziyan, the civil war of the ancient Void Dragon tribe, has already caused tremendous losses. Why can't you take a step back to avoid this conflict? Among the three, a man dressed in a dragon robe spoke. Although he wore a gentle smile that gave off an amiable feeling, only those familiar with him knew that this Northern Dragon King was actually the most cunning and ruthless among the three Dragon Kings. The proposal to ally with the heavenly demon Phoenix clan this time had been first brought up by him. Ziyan coldly stared at the Northern Dragon King. This man excelled at backstabbing from the shadows. The internal division of the Dragon tribe had also been caused by him. You think you still deserve to call yourselves the Dragon King tribe? If the Dragon tribe falls into your hands, that would truly be destruction. Ziyan frowned tightly, speaking with a chilling tone. Hearing this, the Northern Dragon King merely smiled and replied softly, "Since you insist on being obstinate, this king will have no choice but to forcibly detain you. You two take action." Hearing his words, the Western Dragon King and Southern Dragon King nodded. Seeing the three prepare to strike again, Ziyan's figure flickered as she rapidly retreated. "Do it," the Northern Dragon King shouted coldly and rushed out first. The Western Dragon King and Southern Dragon King followed closely behind. Yellow spring finger, yellow spring palm. Just as the three made their move, a loud shout suddenly echoed in the sky. Immediately after, a massive finger and a gigantic palm descended from above, crashing fiercely toward the trio. What junior dares interfere in the affairs of the Dragon tribe? The sudden attack startled the three Dragon Kings. They hastily waved their sleeves, scattering the yellow spring finger and yellow spring palm. Their gazes then turned toward the thin figure floating not far away. "You brat, you're seeking death." Xiao Yan. When Ziyan saw the one who intervened, a trace of joy flashed across her eyes, but it quickly turned into worry. "Xiao Yan, why did you come here? You're not their match, fall back immediately." Ziyan instantly saw through Xiao Yan's strength. Although his progress was astonishing, he was facing none other than the three renowned Dragon Kings. "How long do you need?" Xiao Yan didn't answer directly, but asked in a low tone. He could tell Ziyan was preparing to unleash a powerful technique, one that clearly required time to gather strength. 10 minutes. Leave it to me." Ziyan looked at Xiao Yan's slightly thin back and understood clearly that the three Dragon Kings were apex experts of the continent. Both the Western and Southern Dragon Kings had reached the late 3-star Daosheng level, while the Northern Dragon King was already approaching the 4-star Daosheng realm. Even she, a 4-star Daosheng early stage, felt pressure facing their combined assault, let alone Xiao Yan, who was currently only at late 1-star Daosheng. Xiao Yan's expression remained calm. His hands swiftly came together, forming a series of complex hand seals. Simultaneously, the soul force within his brow began to surge violently. Seeing this, the Northern Dragon King frowned. Being naturally cautious, he immediately shouted, "Don't drag this out. All three of us strike together." Xiao Yan's hand seals changed like lightning. The soul force at his brow suddenly erupted, transforming into a massive illusory figure. The apparition opened its mouth wide, releasing a strange and powerful fluctuation. "Yellow springs, heavenly fury." As the eerie syllables left the mouth of the giant phantom, heaven and earth seemed to fall into complete silence in an instant. Immediately after, the expressions of the three Dragon Kings began to change. In that instant, they sensed the terrifying, heaven-shaking soundwave assault sweeping toward them. A soul shock, be careful. The Northern Dragon King's expression grew solemn. Never in his imagination had he expected Xiao Yan to unleash a soul attack. Though the ancient void dragons were incomparably powerful, they were after all still magical beasts, and the soul was precisely the weak point of all beast-type experts. Space itself began to tremble. Join forces. Feeling the disorienting effect of that strange sound wave, dizziness surged within the Northern Dragon King's mind. He hurriedly shouted. But before the trio could fully circulate their Do-Chi, the terrifying soundwave assault had already struck. Its speed was so great that the three Dragon Kings had no time to react, let alone defend. The soul attack came swiftly and faded just as fast. The moment the wave pierced through their bodies, muffled explosions erupted from within all three. Their bodies stiffened in an instant. The faces of the Western Dragon King and Southern Dragon King turned deathly pale, while the Northern Dragon King fared only slightly better. A cold smile suddenly appeared on Xiao Yan's face. His hand seals shifted gently as he softly uttered a single word. "Explode." The moment the sound escaped his lips, The Northern Dragon King's pupils shrank. He seemed to realize something. He quickly turned his head, only to see that just a few meters behind them, another Xiao Yan was slowly materializing. In this moment, that Xiao Yan was holding a rotating, radiant five-colored flame lotus in his hand. Just as the Dragon Kings turned to look, the clone raised his head and shot them a strangely eerie smile. The exquisitely brilliant flame lotus instantly bloomed within his grasp, erupting like a magnificent firework. A massive storm of flames swept through the void in an instant. High in the air, Xiao Yan rapidly retreated while taking out a jade bottle and swallowing a pill. Unleashing Yellow Spring's heavenly fury, together with the five-colored flame lotus, had consumed an enormous amount of energy. Especially in the final moment, he had even summoned the 3,000 lightning illusory body, appearing silently behind the Dragon Kings while their senses were disrupted by the soul attack, then detonated the Buddha's Wrath Flame Lotus. Although Yellow Spring's heavenly fury and the Buddha's Wrath Flame Lotus were powerful, defeating the ancient void dragons combined with the overwhelming strength of these three Dragon Kings was still far too difficult. As Xiao Yan retreated, his gaze flickered rapidly. Just as this thought crossed his mind, the massive sea of fire in the distance suddenly trembled violently. A dragon roar filled with killing intent resounded from within the inferno. So they didn't die after all. Hearing that roar, Xiao Yan's heart sank. It seemed truly unrealistic to kill three three-star Dousheng powerhouses in a single strike. Soon after, a massive dragon claw tore through the flames, and the three colossal dragons forcibly broke free from the firestorm. Their enormous dragon eyes burned with blood-red hatred as they glared at Xiao Yan. These three gigantic dragons were the true bodies of the three Dragon Kings. At the moment, they were in miserable condition, most of their massive scales shattered, deep wounds covering their entire bodies. Clearly the price they paid to survive Yellow Spring's heavenly fury, and the Buddha's Wrath Flame Lotus was unimaginably severe. This king will make you wish for death. The three enormous dragons coiled through the sky, their vengeful roars thundering like a storm. Compared to their massive forms, Xiao Yan appeared no larger than an ant. Even he felt a trace of tension as the bone wings behind him vibrated, propelling him backward at high speed. Just as he retreated, the three Dragon Kings opened their enormous maws and unleashed three colossal beams of light, each containing terrifying destructive power. If struck, Xiao Yan would be reduced to ashes in an instant. Buddha's Wrath Reincarnation. Facing beams that sealed off every path of escape, Xiao Yan's expression turned grave. 4 types of heavenly flames surged from his mouth, rapidly expanding and forming a massive blazing disc before him. This was the special Du technique Xiao Yan had comprehended. Upon stepping into the Dusheng realm,